Everybody makes mistakes, but not every mistake turns into regret. Regret might just be the worst human emotion to experience. It eats you up in the present while your mind is continuously stuck replaying the past. The thing about regret is, most of the times, it comes from actions we take when we're fully conscious. One would think being alert in a situation means the likelihood of rational decision-making. But unfortunately, that is hardly ever the case. See, we humans might on paper be conscious, but other emotions in our brain hold the power to influence our actions gravely. Take, for example, a case. There is a person you have a natural dislike for. This person brings you an opportunity that you would have blindly accepted if it came from anyone else. Obviously, you would. It's really beneficial to you. It might make you a millionaire. But this opportunity comes from that one person you don't like. Suddenly, in your mind, your irk towards that person starts rising. Your ego overtakes your humbleness, and you would rather be broke than be helped be that person. Funny enough, this exact scenario probably happens hundreds of thousands of times daily. The point is, in the spur of the moment, you could make decisions that turn into future regrets. Coping with regrets is not an easy task. They've weighed down the greatest of minds humanity has had. The reason I share with you today 7 mistakes that turn to regret is in hopes that you don't fall victim to them. If you're still young, you'll benefit most from this information, as this is the point of your life where you are bound to make a lot of careless blunders that keeps you sleepless for nights in bed. We might not be able to prevent all of them, as life teaches best through experience, but I hope to at least put you in the right mind frame to combat these trials. Number 1. Living someone else's life. This is one of the biggest regrets old people report, that they never truly did what their hearts desired. They were always following someone else's dream, always afraid of judgment if they had walked their own path of life alone. The truth is, down the road, no one even remembers what you did. They won't even accept that they had a huge role in the way your life turned out. Hence, it's important to know early on, follow the road you know will lead you to success. One piece of advice here, your parents are going to be people who genuinely care for you. If they advise you something, seriously consider it. Don't rebel for the sake of rebelling. If you wish to do something other than what they want, then make sure you have a proper plan in place that will get you where you need to be in life. So get your priorities straight from the get-go. Have a vision for your own life and chase it, day in and day out. Number 2. Stand up for yourself. In every phase of life, you will encounter people who will belittle you, who will try to push you over, who will pay you no common decency or respect. It's on you to appropriately stand up for yourself. These people may be random strangers, but could even be your close friends and family. A lot of people simply aren't able to stand up for themselves in these situations. They can stand in the shower and think up great comebacks 1 week after the incident, but it doesn't matter if you don't bring the right responses when they're required. The world we live in is ruthless. The only people who get respect are those who demand respect. If you live under the expectations of good tidings from people, you'll only obtain a lot of disappointment. I know so many people who keep quiet and suffer on an everyday basis. They have mentally resigned from this planet and just fill their duties until they get to leave. No one deserves this sort of life. But if you don't start standing up for yourself as early as possible, you train your mind to accept all the harshness put on it. People will use you for their benefits, and though you'll hate every second of it and curse them, you won't be able to do anything about it. So do yourself a favor. The next time someone tries to test you, make it absolutely clear what your boundaries are. Return the same fire you have received. In this world of snakes, you must be a lion. Number 3. Not taking advantage of your youth. In your youthful years, you have 2 options. 1. To enjoy the fruits of your youthful spirit and have the time of your life. Or 2. Search for a greater purpose and get into its pursuit when you are at your peak form. A lot of men waste their prime years all because of their short-sightedness. Young men have a tendency to be brimmed with pride on how much natural attractive they look, how much charisma they have, how they're the jack of all trades. But remember, boys, it doesn't take time for this to fade away. In only a few years, most men drop off from their peak years with having accomplished nothing meaningful. All this means is the rest 40 to 60 years of his life are going to be miserable. So, if you're young, know that you won't be young forever. Time starts moving faster and faster as you grow older. Crave out a life that serves you an entire duration satisfactorily. Number 4. Missing opportunities. This is one regret you definitely do not want to have. Walter White had the same regret on the opportunity he had fumbled with his research friends. It ate him alive for years on years. In our own grand, little lives, we are bound to get major opportunities too. Yes, each one of us, you and me. What matters is that you recognize them on time and grasp it by the horns. One thing is for certain, you stop getting new opportunities when you keep missing them. Life will give every one of us different opportunities. We all need to make sure we accept ours. A lot of people keep eyeing others' opportunities that they miss out on their own. Number 5. Not choosing the right woman and not learning how to properly deal with women. Many men settle for women who are not even compatible with them. They make the decision just based on appearances. And then, when after marriage you are living together, you discover all the disagreements you both harbor. The rule of life is, if you can keep your woman happy, you'll keep your peace. Not only should you be thorough before settling for the woman that's right for you, but you should also make sure you're properly trained to be a good husband and a good father. When it's a family you start, and deep inside, you still have the mentality you had when you were a kid, there will be a rise to a lot of resentment. You'll not be able to meet your woman's need, and so will be jeopardizing your own happiness too. Not all tips work everywhere, but you'll find most to be great guides to keep the boat rowing smoothly. Number 6. Not enjoying the process. The harsh truth about life is that most of it is trying to get someplace else. You'll constantly be working towards something until you are completely old. When you are in school, it's all about being the top in the class. Then it's about getting into the best school you can. Then it is about earning the most you can. As you can see, it's extremely mundane and would drive anyone insane. But that's not what it is. You obviously have to do the necessary to fit in society and play your part. But that's where all the fun is. Life is filled with fun, and the entire fun is in the process. The sooner you realize it, the sooner you free yourself from pessimistic thinking. The end is just a short release of dopamine. What's worth something is the work you put in to create what you want. So don't succumb to emo trends. Lift your chin up and be the spark in your life, no matter how dull it be. And lastly, number 7. Inability to apologize and forgive. Now pay a lot of attention, as this is the most important regret you need to be aware of. Everyone here on earth is only here for a very short time. If someone makes a mistake, recognizes it, and apologizes to you, the best thing you could do for yourself is forgive them. So many families and friendships die off just because of this immaturity. With people who meant something to us and things went south, we need to consider if it's worth holding grudges. In 100 years' time, all of us are going to be dead, and the new generation will have long replaced us. At that time, they wish they could have someone from their family close to them, to hug them one final time. But they had spent an entire life arguing and fighting over minuscule matters. You don't get to choose the people who come into your life, but you possibly can choose to have a good time with them. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and comment your thoughts on the matter. Make sure you subscribe, as we have a lot more videos coming out which will elevate your status in life. With that said, see you all soon.